When most people think of a Texas home, they think of a typical ranch or contemporary single-story brick, right? Decent sized lot, but all houses look about the same. This is an example of old Texas. We're in downtown McKinney and we're in a home built in 1895. It's actually a historic landmark. It's a Victorian and it's a good size on a corner lot, and this is an example of what classic old Texas looks like. Come and see. You start with this huge wraparound porch, which is a central feature of any Victorian home. Still has the original hardware, the original doors, the original glass that is all wavy and everything, just like you would expect in 100-year-old glass. And these floors are original. These are pine floors, original to the home, and you get this wonderful carpentry, all the detail work, the leaded glass throughout the house that gives this charm that you just don't see anymore. And this is, again, endemic to old Texas. The DFW area was built initially in the early 1900s, late 1800s. And if you had the money, this is what a typical home would look like back then. Now, of course, modern styles have changed with the times, so things have to be updated, the floor plans have to be massaged, and let's see what they've done with the kitchen. The kitchen used to be a non-focal point whatsoever in the house. It should have been in the back, away from guests' eyes, because the cooking was done by the help and was, again, not a focal point of the house and the home. Now it is such an integral part of life. The homeowners are doing most of the work in the kitchen, and as such they've expanded this kitchen. You've got these beautiful granite counters, brand new cabinetry, you've got a 5-burner stove, and this has all the modern conveniences and appliances that you would expect in a modern home. They just had to tweak it a little bit to make sense for your modern home buyer. Coming into the primary suite, one thing you may notice is that we've transitioned to oak hardwoods from the original pine. So this is most likely an addition or a major renovation that was done who knows how many decades ago, because even though this oak hardwood floor is newer than the 100 and almost 30-year-old house, chances are these floors themselves are a good 60 or 80 years old. So it's a good sized primary suite. It has its own fireplace, which was an absolute necessity back then. Modern insulation standards did not exist back then, so you wanted to make sure that even though we're still in Texas, that you're still staying warm when winter rolls around. You've got a sitting area in here, and a good part of the sitting area has actually been turned into a walk-in closet. Back in the day, they would have had a wardrobe rather than a walk-in closet, so that had to be massaged with the floor plan to, again, appeal to modern tastes. The ensuite bath is actually a really good size. You have enough space for a large walk-in shower as well as this freestanding tub, and while the tub is newer, they did a really good job of bringing out that old historic farmhouse feel with a clawfoot tub. Double vanity and the separate water closet round out this space. But again, even though you have the newer elements, you could see the detail and the architecture that reminds you that this house is over 100 years old, and with all the character and charm that comes along with it. Now, this staircase is a major feature and was very true back then as it is now. The detail, the woodwork that they put into the staircase just really highlights this, and it gives you a sense of quality and old world charm that you don't see anymore, and that is you can appreciate just as much today as the original homeowners did almost 130 years ago. Off the sitting area, we've got 4 other bedrooms and this walkout balcony. This is one of 2 walkout balconies that allow you to enjoy the outdoor space, still covered, protected from the elements, and just adds again, the quintessential Victorian charm that you would expect in a home like this. So this is a great example of old Texas. Even though it's Victorian, that we maybe associate with the Northeast, this is what your wealthier homes would have been like 100 to 150 years ago here.